What is going on, good people? Once again, SHOT Show 2026. We're here at the almighty Staccato Booth to have a conversation with, man, I'm going to say one of the loudest, most consistent educational voices in the Second Amendment.
Thank you, man.
Mr. Guns and Garrett, or Jared, as I call him. I call him worse names, but we won't do that on camera. How you been, brother?
Good, man. It's good seeing you out here.
Likewise. What you excited about this year?
Always Staccato's new drop there, the ported new HD they just came out with. I shot the integrally suppressed 50 cal sniper rifle that the car group just came out with.
Oh man, I didn't get over that.
Very nice. Very nice. If I had a pot of money, I would buy it.
Man. There's so many things here. The thing I'm looking forward to actually touching and feeling on the most is the new scarf. But I haven't, it was at the day yesterday, but I didn't make it over there. All right, well, guns are great. The only thing better is protecting them.
Freedom's better.
All right. So, man, I do have to ask you a question. And you're one of the people, and I say this consistently, I consider myself a relatively intelligent man. I like to keep up with things. I like to dive into things, but I'm also very aware when somebody just has a skill set that I can go to and learn from, right? You're one of those people.
Thank you, man.
And, oh, you're more than welcome. And there's been kind of I think a consistency in miseducation or maybe misinformation with the current administration. And particularly, I believe that individuals have a hyper belief that there is a certain level of protection around the Second Amendment that doesn't necessarily really, in my opinion, exist. Particularly Pam Bondi and her DOJ. Can you bring us up to speed about what we should be believing in, what is true right now with that administration, particularly the DOJ?
Yeah, so you got to take the 30,000-foot overview on this, right? The DOJ is trying to fix a whole bunch of problems, not just in the Second Amendment world. That's all we really care about because it's integral to our freedom and our liberty. But they're trying to tackle all of everything you see with ICE and everything you see with all the fraud. They got a lot of irons in the fire. But what's big for me is to make people understand, like, if we don't protect our core rights and they're eroded, it's going to take something serious to get them back, like another reset. We want to avoid that. So we have a DOJ that's done some things, like they've said that suppressors are covered by the Second Amendment. They've even told some states that their anti-gun laws are illegal and unconstitutional. But the same DOJ, while they'll tell us that on Twitter to try to get a little attaboy, will be in court literally that same day defending the National Firearms Act and saying that it is totally lawful and constitutional. So we're seeing a DOJ that is quick to tell a state that they're overstepping, but they're willing to defend the federal gun control at every step of the way. So I think it's really important for people to see that, understand it, and then talk to people about it. What do I mean? Have that relationship with your legislators. You know, they do work for us. It is kind of intimidating the first couple times you call, but you need to talk to your senators and your representatives. Tell them what you see, what you support, what you don't support. And believe me, phone calls, when you burn up the phones on these people and you get thousands of calls a day, you get their attention. We do know that we do have a Second Amendment rights section now in the Department of Justice under the Civil Rights Division led by Harmeet Dillon, and they've been responsive to input from our community. In fact, they've addressed some videos I've done directly, so they are listening. So we have to keep that voice going, and the more people we have that are like-minded and rowing the boat in the same direction with us, the more powerful that voice is going to be, which means we get more attention from them.
Okay. You know, I think that's great. I like your approach and your calmness, your steadfastness, because I get upset. So I have to calm down, right? So I like to look at the information. One thing I will say is this. One, I will say I think it's relatively arrogant to say about the DOJ to say, hey, states, you're overstepping, but my infringements are okay. Right. I think, and what I fear about that is I'm okay with injustice. I'm not okay with you administering injustice, which is more fearful to me.
Exactly.
Right. And so I really fear them for that. But there's another thing that I'm a little bit skeptical of, and I want to get your opinion on. I am all about, and I think sitting at this table with a gentleman like yourself, I know we're all about NFA go to hell. Get rid of it. Why does it exist?
Exactly.
Right. You made a mistake in the 30s, fix it. Let's get rid of it. Right. We got what we got. We got, $0 tax stamps. Here's my fear of that. I don't trust any politician. Let's be very clear about that. You shouldn't hold them accountable. Watch what they do. Remember, they work for you. We have to. I don't even like calling them leaders.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're employees.
Right.
However, with the $0, we know SBSs, SBRs, suppressors, everything's gonna, right? Because people are saving $200 now.
Absolutely.
So they're gonna want to get in there. Here's my fear, brother. Outside of opening up the fact that we can change that number, so that number value can now go up as well.
Right.
But even before we get to that, I think what I fear the most, and then I'm gonna come back to the number. Tell me if I'm being paranoid. I'm looking at what just recently happened in Australia after the Bondi Beach shooting. And I'm looking at a government for different reasons that had a registry. And now, after what they did in 97,
Yes.
now they know where all the guns are, right? So they know exactly where they're going to get them. They know exactly who to incarcerate because they have that information. Is our government doing the same thing by enticing us with $0?
Well, so this goes back to, like, I always get the comments on my videos anytime I mention the suppressors now, $0 tax stamp. Everybody always says, I'm not going to rush to put my name on that list. My counter to that is, you're on every list there is anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever bought a gun? You fill out a 4473, you're on a list. GOA uncovered through FOIAs that the ATF has taken all of the 4473s from businesses going out to current stuff when they do inspections with the annual inspections, that they're scanning all the 4473s anyway and putting them into a searchable database. So we're all on the list. You ever use a credit card to buy ammunition? You're on the list. Do you have a driver's license? Do you have a social security card? We're all on lists. So I don't think we should fear being on the list. I think we should be proud that we're on some lists. Take pride in that. But in my heart of hearts, America's different than any other country. Some countries might be quick to bend over and give stuff up. I don't think that's going to happen here. I think you still have a core of patriots that believe in liberty and will do anything they have to do to preserve it. I never want to see it happen, but I don't think our government is powerful enough to take on the citizen.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong,
Okay.
but in my heart of hearts, I think we win.
Okay. I hope you guys read all between those lines. And here's the thing that I end this particular conversation with. I saw that you put up a video, and I believe the number was, I'm going to be incorrect here, I want to say it was $4,731.
Yeah, it's something crazy.
Something like
4709 or something like that. Yeah.
About what someone was trying to do with having a tax stamp fee. Can you walk us through that? What was that about?
Yeah, so it's more of a scare tactic. So there's an appropriations bill going on right now for military funding and stuff like that. And Eric Swalwell, who's a loudmouth, who's running for governor in Massachusetts, he's still, the senator. He'd throw that out at the last appropriations when we were trying to get rid of the NFA to try to counter it. To look what I'm doing now, I want to be a governor. You should all vote for me. The fear we have of that arbitrary number going from 200 to 0 to 5 million, whatever. That issue's always been there. There's been attempts to try to raise the NFA tax before, but they've never had the votes. You would have to be able to pass that through the House and the Senate and have an administrator in the White House sign off on that. And I don't see the current makeup we have right now. That's not happening. You're not going to get 60 votes in the Senate on anything. Never mind such a huge tax on the Americans. Is it a concern? Yeah, it's always been a concern. They've tried it numerous times, but it's not going to be as easy as a lot of our folks think it is. So enjoy your freedoms. If you want to get a suppressor, get a suppressor. You want to get a short rifle, get a short rifle. Or if you want to do what you got to do anyway and be an American and not ask for permission, that's what this country's all about. Freedom.
Freedom. I would agree.
And we can't just keep giving it away.
All right, man. Not that everybody won't know, but tell them anyway. They want to keep up with you. They want to absorb the information that I absorb and stay educated and stay up on it. How do they find you?
Guns and Gadgets on YouTube is where I live mostly. I'm all over the socials. If it's something that's come out that's not really video worthy, it'll be on X, on Twitter. So follow me there too, and I try to keep people up to date with anything that's happening federally and locally.
Okay. All right, guys. Look, as much as I have my fights with instruction and civil rights and all the things. Here's what I want you guys to remember. That's why I like having conversations with gentlemen like this. We are all, despite what we disagree about, despite, you like this team, I like this team, you believe in this, I believe in that. At the end of the day, we are all Americans. We're all in the same boat, and we all have to protect our freedoms. So make sure you stay tuned with Guns and Gadgets and what he's doing. It's a very easy way to digest and keep you up with what's going on. But more importantly, I want you to start doing something for me. Stay informed and stay in a position to educate your neighbors.
Absolutely.
Start having conversations. You know, Jared, I've been saying this year, I'm not challenging anybody to a debate anymore. I welcome everyone to a discussion, right? Let's start having the talks, right, if we can all remain free. But that being said, before I get, I'm a pastor's son, so I got to know when to stop, right? Hey, this has been KD, Guns and Gadgets, a good buddy of mine. Thank you guys for tuning in to another video for Recoil TV. We'll see you on the next one.
Take care, y'all.